It gives me great pleasure to give your hands a rest and to introduce our honorary degree recipient, Ben Terrett, to whom we award an honorary doctorate. Ben Terrett RDI is a prominent designer, widely recognised for his contributions to digital and service design. Ben has been a close ally to UAL for 10 years, as a UAL governor since 2014, and now serving as our deputy chair. He's a visionary leader whose user-centred design approach has significantly influenced how governments think about digital services. This is particularly true of his typography work, designing typefaces for government use and shaping the design of the gov.uk website, known for setting new standards in public sector digital design. Ben is the CEO of Public Digital, a global consultancy which helps governments and large organisations around the world adapt to the internet era. His influence has reached far and wide. As a former trustee of the prestigious D&AD and an advisor to the London Design Festival, his career has been heralded by many renowned design institutions. He has won the Design Museum's Design of the Year Award, a D&AD Black Pencil, and has been inducted in the Design Week Hall of Fame. Ben was also the first Royal Designer of Industry elected for service design. Ben is celebrated for his role as a mentor to young designers. His willingness to share knowledge and guide emerging talent has been praised by many in the design community. When he left the Government Digital Service in 2015, Ben said that every designer should work in the public sector. In an industry so often obsessed with novelty and persuasion, government is a chance to do real design work. On a personal level, I'm incredibly grateful for all Ben has done supporting UAL, and I am delighted to ask the Chair of Governors to confer the Honorary Doctorate of University of the Arts London to Ben Terrett.
Don't worry, this means you're about halfway through. Thank you, Rob, for those very, very kind words. I was truly surprised and thrilled to receive this honorary doctorate. It really does mean a great deal to me. Thank you to everyone at Central St Martin's and everyone at UAL, my fellow governors included. I'd just like to pause for a second to pay tribute to Phil Baines, Professor of Typography at Central St Martin's, who sadly passed away earlier in the year. As Rob mentioned, I'm finishing as the Deputy Chair of UAL, which means I've sat through quite a few of these ceremonies. In fact, I think I've sat through 27 of them. That gives me a slight advantage on the other honorees because I've seen lots of things from the stage. I've seen cartwheels. They're allowed. One year someone did the splits. On Tuesday, someone brought a dog across the stage. I've seen selfies, hundreds of selfies. We've had lots of those this morning. Actually, I've always been quite jealous of the selfies. So, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. I've also seen and heard lots of these speeches. And what you're supposed to do is give advice. Give advice from my career, pass that wisdom on. I'm never sure anyone wants to hear that from a boring old guy like me. Many of you are probably Googling me, trying to figure out if you know who I am. And lots of advice that people give is the same, frankly. And yes, you should turn up on time, and yes, you should accomplish one small task first thing in the morning to make you feel productive, and yes, you should follow your passion, embrace failure, always wear sunscreen, all that stuff. All that stuff is all true. But you can find it all online now, and you've probably heard it before. The best graduation speech, I think, by far, is the one that Tim Minchin gave at the University of Western Australia. Tim Minchin is the composer and lyricist for Matilda the musical and many other things. If you Google Tim Minchin 9 life lessons, you'll find it. It's funny, it's clever, a lot of it's true, it's well worth watching. The other thing I've learned, sat over there when watching these speeches, is that no one's ever said, graduation was awesome, but I wish the speeches had gone on longer. So I only have one piece of advice to give, but you're going to have to do a little bit of work. I graduated 27 years ago this month. I was sat in a cold cathedral, clapping for hours, just like you. And I remember when I graduated that I had some goals in mind, some things I wanted to achieve. And I've been really lucky. I managed to achieve some of them. Rob read some of them out. But those goals guided me and helped me when things weren't going so well. So my advice to you is simply this. Today, right now, think of a goal, something you'll want to have achieved by 2050. You'll be the same age I am now, then. Think of that one thing, write it down on your phone, whatever. Maybe you want to win a Turner Prize, or an Oscar, or a Tony. Maybe you want to start your own business. Maybe you want to have your own exhibition at Tate Modern. Maybe you want to be the first dancer on Mars. Or maybe you just want to still be friends with the two people sat next to you. Whatever it is, write it down. You'll remember today for the rest of your lives, and hopefully you'll remember that goal. And when there are moments in your career when you're having a tough time, or moments where you feel you're a bit lost, that goal will help you get back on that path. And I guarantee that if you remember this day every year and you look at that goal, every year you'll get closer and closer to achieving your dream. That's what helped me get up here. And I hope I'll see many of you in 26 years' time. Thank you, well done, and enjoy the rest of the day.